test one, too. Who, me? I didn't do it, man. What's your sister's name?
I'm here with Lucky Gasch, a former member of the men's league. Lucky, I want to ask you just one simple question. What was your favorite moment, your sweetest moment cherished in your memory of the Berlin Heights men's league?
Well, Rick, I'll tell you, I believe it was the 1983 Bears championship that I played on your team that year.
Oh, that's right. We did win it, didn't we?
Yeah, we had not too good of a season, but the championship came down, and we put a pretty good sweep on everybody, and I really had a good time during that series.
I remember that well. I think I voted you MVP of the tournament after it was all over that Sunday night, and the beer was flowing, wasn't it?
Yeah, all over my head, you know. Yeah, it was.
I don't think I made it into work for 2 days, did I?
Yeah, I believe there was a couple of us didn't quite do right for the first day or two at work, but yeah, it was very exciting for me.
Lucky, let me ask you another question. Do you have any chances of coming back and playing with the Berlin Heights Men's League?
Well, hopefully I will be able to. Right at this particular time, I can say that I don't see any sunrise, for the very near future, but I will be back sometime. Next 2 or 3 years or so, when I'm able to play again, I will be back.
I appreciate your time, Lucky, and I see your brother Merle has got his wing clipped right now. What happened to him?
He had a little tree falling accident. He was doing some tree trimming, and ladder slipped out from under him. He fell and broke his wrist, but he's trying to heal up. He'll be back next year, I'm sure.
That's good to hear. Well, Lucky, I appreciate your time, and hope you come back down and watch us play next weekend in the tournament.
Thank you, sir.
Red here, and we're Wesley is the official stat man for Berlin Heights Men's League with softball, and he's been doing it unofficially for 2 years now, and we'd like to officially recognize Wesley.
Thank you, Rick.
I'd like to know, Wesley, who has been your favorite player over the past 2 years while you've been doing this?
My favorite player? I'd say David Berry has had 2 of the best years in the league so far, last year and this year. For 1 year, Bob Duffy is having a pretty good year, and I think this year's Player of the Year is going to be determined this evening, since tonight is the 10th game of the season.
Well, being on the Bears team one more time, let me ask you this simple question. Who do you think stands a chance to go all the way?
The Bears can definitely go all the way.
Cut. That's all I want to hear. Listen, here he's on Emitsville, coached by Jimmy Meyer. Wayne, let me ask you, what has been your favorite experience with the Berlin Heights Men's League?
Well, I guess it's really been getting out here on a Sunday afternoon and not sitting around the house all day long, and the camaraderie down here seems to pay off. We have a good time.
What about winning the championship last year?
Yeah,
that's
got to
rank up there. That's got to rank up there pretty high.
Yeah, it did. Matter of fact, that whole day ranked pretty high for me. I think I won the bowling tournament and the softball tournament, so that was a day to be grateful for.
Yeah, I think we were all envious of you that day for doing that. I think you and B won the bowling tournament. Who was your partner
No,
that
Jeff
day?
Gorley, matter of fact.
Gorley,
Yeah, it was
B won the year before.
Surprise to us all, believe me. Well, I look like I have to get back out here on the field.
All right, we appreciate your time, Wayne. Good luck.
All right, thanks a lot.
You're the coach of the Motown men, and BA, congratulations on winning the regular season championship today. How's it feel?
It feels real good. We've had the Motown men nucleus together for 5 years now, and we've never won the regular season. We've been a bridesmaid, but never a bride, and this year we won it with a 7-3 record, and we did it with a 14-man roster, meaning that 14 guys showed up every week, so it was a real team effort.
That's good. BA, let me ask you, what are your chances of the upcoming tournament next weekend?
Well, Rick, as you know, normally a 14-man roster will tend to work against you in a tournament atmosphere, because all 14 guys have to hit, they have to play the field. But I think in this case, since we've been doing it week in and week out, and we've been winning, that it'll work in our favor, because we've just, wrapping up the Motown Men annual postseason picnic, and we have real high morale, and we hit up and down the lineup, and we really have a positive attitude going into next week's tournament.
Well, BA, I also want to congratulate you for winning the Commissioner's Cup for this past year as a devoted member and an excellent person with the softball league and the basketball league. You've coached now for about 6 years, 5-6 years, and you've done an excellent job. I just want to congratulate you.
Oh, thanks a lot, Rick.
And congratulations again on the regular season. It means a lot. It means you got the first seed in the tournament. You play whoever has the worst record in this league. And right now it's up in the air because Carl Anderson's team is winning. And
Yeah.
it's going to come down to probably the last game tonight.
That's what I understand. The men's league, about 10 years old now plus, and our whole family plays in it. My father-in-law, my brother-in-laws, and we play the whole program, basketball and softball. So it's a competitive thing within our family, and we get all. I have 3 kids. They all come down to the games, and all the kids within the family. So the men's league is real important to our lives, and we intend to keep it that way.
Well, B.A., thank you for your time, and once more, congratulations on the regular season.
Thank you, Rick.
And David is this year a first-year coach and has taken the place of, whose team was it? Root Boy.
Brew Crew.
The Brew Crew, coached by Bobby Webster over the past 5-6 years. David, you had a very good year. Your records ended up as
5-5.
5-5, and for a first-year team, that is pretty good considering the people you had on your team. A lot of the players were a younger group, and for the most part of the year, they blended in well. How do you feel about the year, and what do you think your chances are going into the tournament next week?
Well, we had a good year. We had a little slump at the end. We were 5-2, and we ended up 5-5. But as far as going into the playoffs, I like the position we're in right now, and we've been picked in a couple of publications to win it all, which I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think we have a good as chance as anybody with the young players we have. They're just coming into their own now.
And overall, the young players played well for you this year. You got a lot of young legs, good arms, and they can hit well. I think you stand a very good chance of being in the top 4 the second Sunday of the tournament. Any idea who you play next week, or do you care?
Well, we're looking at probably either Emitsville or the Dock Sox, and if I had my preference, I'd play Dock Sox because Emitsville's beaten us twice and they have all that power. But whoever we play, it's not going to matter. We're going to have to play good, and I think we can beat anybody. It's just a matter of going out and doing it. We've made a lot of errors the last couple weeks, and we're going to turn that around. We're having 3 or 4 practices this week. We're going to go 2-a-days on Wednesday, and I think we'll be okay.
The first cut will be Thursday, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to get rid of a few people for the playoffs. It's not a nice thing. Russell Grimes is one that probably is going to go. I don't want to let him know that, but he may be at the beach next weekend anyway.
I'll try to be back by
We're on his way back and take half the day to get back. But anyways, let's talk about last year with being the MVP of the whole league. You had a very good year in your team. You played on Jay's team, Dock Sox, and overall, when it came down to it, your team ended up as the #1 team in the whole league. How do you feel about that?
It'd be nice to do it again. We had a good team last year. The team kind of broke up, and that's who we may end up playing next week. Dock Sox, and 2 of us, me and Carl, are on a new team now, and Paul Tully. So I'd like to win it again. It'd be nice to do it 2 years in a row.
Well, David, I don't think anyone has won
As
it
long
2
as I
years in
can
a
hit
row.
against Jim McGinnis, who I don't think I've ever gotten out against, I think I'll do all right.
We're not going to cut yet, but David, we'd like to thank you for doing this interview, and good luck next week when the tournament starts.
Thank you. The shoes McGinnis is wearing.
Well, I know this thing's real sturdy now. BA and I are both up here.
Yep. It's a nice night, though.
Wait 5-10 minutes.
If I hear this wood start
just start
creaking and
going into the
crackling, and
ground.
start sinking
You stay
down.
over there, I'll stay over here.
All right,
We'll be at
keep it
ground
right.
level. Yeah, if you go over there, you might end up flipping.
I'll stay by the steps over here so I can make a hasty retreat. Could put a better railing.
Come on, Emitsville.
That's all anybody's interested in, I'll tell you. Well, shoot, who are we rooting for here? I guess we just come to the conclusion it doesn't matter.
For
Right?
Emitsville. Because if they win, then we'll play Jay first round.
Oh.
If they lose, not the first game. I'll play them later on, but not the first one. It's nice to get that first win. And
Yeah, I'm rooting for Emitsville,
JC's
too.
playing real well, too.
Jay's not going to be there, though.
Oh, that's right. Jason.
You got it made.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Berwyn Heights Men's League Game of the Week. It's the final regular season game of the year before the playoffs. Tonight's game features Emitsville with a record of 4-5 versus Doc Sox, led by Jay McCarl. They're 5-4. I'm with, my name is Kenny Adrian. I'm here with B.A. Moore of the Motown Men. We're here to bring you the game. B.A.?
Well, Kenny, this game has definite playoff implications. Emitsville would be the visiting team, and Doc Sox will have the hammer. If Emitsville wins, then Doc Sox will play David Berry's team, the Son of Brew Crew, and Emitsville will play, well, it's yet to be determined who they'll play exactly, but we're just trying to shape up who will play who next week in the first round of the playoffs.
That's right. Our leadoff hitter tonight is Donnie Wrestley. I believe he's playing first base. Lines to the second baseman. There's one out. Yeah, you're going to tell me some of these players.
You don't need any help with this guy, do you?
Now, this man needs no introduction. Second leading hitter in the men's league, Jimmy Myrick, steps to the plate.
Jimmy's a former officer of the USSSA. He's a lines a single, left center.
There'll be no hitter tonight.
Man on first, one out. This brings up Bob Duffy, the leading home run hitter in the men's league. I believe he's got 4 or 5 home runs.
He hit one earlier today. This is the Emitsville second game of the day. He's got 6.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad total. That's not going anywhere.
He hits that one to his brother, Steve Duffy, the third baseman of Doc Sox. And as is so often the case here in the men's league, you have the brother-brother combination and the father-son and the various other relatives playing against each other, which adds a definite other dimension to the festivities. Speaking of another dimension, here is Jerry Borgia. The man is a 3-dimensional character all unto himself.
I don't think there's a question about that. He can also hit the ball.
That's a hit.
2 out single to left center. Emitsville with 2 on and 2 out. Would you say at this time of the year, teams are really just trying to get themselves into a situation where they're playing well? Yeah, wins and losses, you know.
It's very important to every team, but more so to the teams that have struggled through the regular season. And here's Wayne Matheson, who is a definite pull hitter. Having played third against Wayne, I know that the chances are pretty good he'll be coming down the left field line here, third base line, and looking to score a run in the Jimmy Myrick, or maybe get Jerry around to third base.
Lazy fly to left center. Captain Jay McCarl puts it away. That's the inning. At the end of a half an inning, Emitsville 0. The Doc Sox coming up.
You cut it off.
Doc Sox leadoff hitter Keith Brooks digging in here against pitcher Jimmy Myrick. Our stat man Dave Berry just interrupts me there. My apologies. Keith's turned out to be a pretty good player this year, B.A.
Yeah, he's really coming in the line at shortstop, and that's what Doc Sox needed desperately, with some defense up the middle. There's strike 1 to Keith Brooks.
I know he took a hit away from me, and I remember those.
Well, Doc Sox has got a winning record this year, and they were underrated as the season started.
Ground ball second is booted. Brooks is on, does his job as a leadoff hitter.
Bill Armstead, the mayor.
Second baseman Billy Armstead couldn't handle it.
Here comes Donnie Mitchell. And Donnie's a good man to have up second because he's got the same kind of speed as Keith. And he's a pull hitter. He'll hit it down the left field line unless he'll make a liar out of me. Well, in that case, he didn't hit it at all.
There's an example of, I believe, excuse me for interrupting, a young player, not really taking his time. Goodness, we were up here gabbing and we just missed a strikeout. Well, that emphasizes the point I was trying to make.
Well, the point is that you have to call time when you step out of the box, and Jimmy kind of didn't quick pitch him, but he used within the rules, he pitched him as quickly as possible. He presented the ball and brought it in quickly, and Donnie just wasn't ready for it. Strike 3. This is Steve Duffy, number 3 hitter for Doc Sox. 4th player picked in the draft overall. Had 4 home runs last year. Has been a little bit on the disappointing side this year. But Steve's got something to prove. He's a hell of a guy, and I think we're going to see a good game out of Steve tonight.
Getting back to the point you made about Jimmy Myrick within the rules, he does that pretty well, maybe as well as anybody in the league. There's a ball hit hard to left center. Jerry Borgia can't handle it. Brooks is going to move up 60 feet. There are 2 on and 1 out. Yeah, we're going to have to score that in error. We're conferring with Bob Stubbs of the Washington Post has indicated
There's the E on the center field scoreboard.
That's right.
And that's the kind of thing that hurts Emitsville. They got all the power in the world, but defense is definitely their weak suit. And this brings up Jay McCarl with 2 men on. And Jay, in my opinion, even though he's my brother-in-law, is one of the 5 best hitters in the league.
So much raw power. I recall last year in the Invitational Tournament, Jay hit a grand slam on a pitch. It had to be up around his head.
Well, he's currently hitting .611, and he got under
High
that one.
fly ball, right field. Should be routine. Makes the grab. Both runners are tagging. Here's the play at second. Not in time. So with 2 outs, Doc Sox has runners on second and third. And coming to the plate, the Razor, Ray Prather.
Ray's an emotional player. He strives on that inner drive that he's been so famous for. And he's one of the most underrated players in the league. That was Jimmy Myrick just protested the runner leaving too soon at second base. The umpire called him safe, so we'll proceed with the play. Pitch number 1 is a strike to Razor.
Important for a pitcher to throw that first pitch over. Ground ball shortstop, Bob Duffy scoops, fires to first. That's the inning. At the end of 1, no score.
Well, while we're at intermission here, just like to say that so far today there's been certain positions established, and that's the Motown men. They've finished the season with a 7-3 record, and they are really the only team that has solidified its standing before the rest of the games conclude. And our congratulations go out to the Motown men, 7-3, first time they've ever won the regular season, and they've been around 5 years. So the men who play for the Motown men, our hats are off to you.
Their hats are off too. They're all drunk under the tree.
Off for Emitsville, excuse me. Yeah, that's right. In the top of the second is Emmett.
Mike Ashford. The name Emitsville originated from, this is the original coach of Emitsville, Mike Ashford. And if you remember Emmett Ashford from Major League Baseball umpiring days, Mike's nickname has been Emmett for quite a long time. And when the franchise started, it was Emitsville. And there's this pitch and a hit.
Base knock to left field. Left fielder Joe Lannon hustles it in, and Emitsville's got something going here in the top of the second. Hey, you remember Emmett Ashford? He was a pretty good umpire, but have you ever heard of anybody say anything about an umpire other than he was a pretty good umpire? I mean, that's the way they talk about him.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And Emmett's a pretty good softball player, but you'll never hear anybody say anything better than that about it. And here we have Ronnie Hall, who's got the jams on today.
Line drive to short. There's the throw back, double play. Keith Brooks showing how it's done. That's a base running error.
It is. There's no doubt about it. That's the only way to call it. And Emmett really should have been on his toes on that. And didn't make the all-out effort to get back to first. Let's be quite honest about it. He was caught napping.
You're right. That's something that we were talking about earlier. Situations. You have to know before the play happens what to do. In that situation, you don't go unless the ball hits the ground.
And what happened here is we were waiting for Mo Grimes, the umpire at first base, to position himself behind the bag. This is Dave Sissel coming up for Emitsville. And Emitsville is sponsored by Grubb's Pharmacy on Capitol Hill. Owner and sole proprietor Ed Dillon, who's a member of the Men's League and lives right across the street from the field down here. And we're happy to have his sponsorship. And let's see if Dave can come through for the franchise here with nobody on and 2 down here in the 3rd inning.
Counts 2-0 on Big Dave, his first year in the league. Brother Dickie Sissel, a member of the Motown Men.
That's right. And Dave's a heck of a basketball player, yet to establish himself on the softball playing field. Umpire Tommy Love signals time. Tommy president of the Men's League and has been president several times since its inception. And with Tommy behind the plate, you know you're going to have a good call, a well-called game.
Ground ball to Brooks at short. He fires to first. In time, inning over. We'll go to the last of the second. No score.
Last of the second. God, I thought it was a
Sox, Sox. Young Joe Lannan, ball hit down the left field line. It's in there. Well placed. Wasn't it wee Willie Keeler who said, hit them where they ain't?
Yeah, it sure was. And as Joe Lannan takes first base, this could be the big inning that Doc Sox is looking for. Break it wide open. It's all important to get that leadoff batter on. Sets the tone for the inning and really pumps up the guys behind him. And this is a guy, John Heiser, who strives on emotion, and he just had a little baby boy not too long ago. Girl, excuse me. Well, it's hard to tell when they're that young. But John knows what it was.
Congratulations,
And here's
John.
a swing and a hit. That'll be foul.
Foul on the right field line. John is an ideal player to have up in this situation with a guy on. He handles the bat well, can move the runner. What's he hitting for us?
Well,
Sure.
he's hitting real well. That'll have to do it until I get the stats out.
Well, I'll tell you,
I'm talking about, I can't pick up this guy's name. He's on page 3.
counts 1-1. Pitch is low, if that's possible. Pitch hit the plate. 2-1.
John's hitting 444 coming into tonight's game.
That's well, you're right. Ball hitting the right center field. It's grabbed. Larry Marshall with a nice play out there. Throws behind the runner for the second out of the inning. Check that, first out of the inning. And that'll bring up the big redhead, Jimmy Weisgerber.
Sounds like Jimmy Hogwarts back in town.
Weisberger swings. There's a little pop in the left center. This could be trouble. Look out. Borgia has his glove on it. Cannot make the play. Everybody's safe. I'm telling you, Bob Duffy's life must have crossed before his eyes.
Yep. And really, Jerry's the first baseman. Sticking him out there in left center is going to hurt Emitsville. And tonight, the ball's hit the leather twice, and Jerry hasn't been able to squeeze it.
What do we have on that, Bobby?
Error.
E8.
8. Here's Dr. Clayton McCarl with a
Line single up the middle. They're sending Lannan in. Here's the throw, cut off. RBI single for the senior Dr. McCarl.
Dr. McCarl's been hitting very well of late, and by that I mean the last month or so. He's been 2 for 3 almost every time out of the box, and he's really starting to feel comfortable at the plate. And he was a last-round pick, and don't you think that those last-round picks don't win you the ball games that you need to win to be successful in this league?
Well, you're not kidding. Very important.
Here's leadoff hitter Keith Brooks.
Takes outside, ball 1. So Doc Sox on the board first. 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. 1 out, 2 on.
You're right. No, you're right.
1-1 to Brooks. Ground ball right back to the pitcher, Myrick. To shortstop 1, the relay. Not in time, it's in the dirt. Donnie Wrestley did well to stop the ball. That was pretty good execution.
Certainly was, and Donnie Wrestley did everything he could to get that out of the dirt. It just wasn't to be, and Keith's a very fast runner. And here we have the situation of men on the corner, 2 outs, Donnie Mitchell up, and this is when guys have to come through for you to win ball games.
I feel that these are the situations that separate teams that win and lose. You have 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Fly ball to right center. Larry Marshall under, makes the play. So they survive, give up only 1 run. We'll go to the top of the 3rd inning. Doc Sox 1, Emitsville 0.
Ooh, he's keeping track, good. As we move into the 3rd inning, we'll take this opportunity to run down the league standings to date. We have the Motown men at 7-3, Orange Crush at 6-4, Doc Sox 5-5, Son of Brew Crew 5-5, Emitsville 4-5, Bears 4-5, Tar Heels 3-4, and Sportsmen 4-6. The top 10 hitters in the league are Jimmy Myrick hitting 6.250. David Berry, 680. Mark Weiss, 61.54. And this is that's the first 3 hitters. We'll get to the next 7 hitters. Bill Armistead, fly ball to right field, caught by Jim Weisgerber, 1 out. And the mayor, Bill Armistead, got good wood on that, but Jim knew where to play him and robbed him of a base hit. 1 out for Emitsville. The top 10 hitters proceed as follows. Carl Anderson III in the fourth slot, hitting over 600 at 6.111, as is Jay McCarl, same batting average. Kenny Adrian. The next, that's Puddin', as he's affectionately known. That's the Grimes, young Grimes, Jimmy Grimes. And Puddin' grounds out to short.
No, he grounded out to third base
Oh,
with Donnie
okay.
Mitchell. 2 outs.
Donnie covers a lot of ground out there. Here's Larry Marshall, an excellent hitter, and he's even got a shirt on tonight, so Larry's got something to prove in this league. And he's going to have to wait another at-bat to do it. But proceeding with the top 10 batters is 3 Motown men in a row. My broadcasting buddy Kenny Adrian hitting,
sometimes I've been referred to as a bunny.
hitting 56-67. Then myself, B.A. Moore, hitting 55-17. And the gentleman working the camera tonight and the pitcher of the Motown men, Jimmy McGinnis, hitting a brisk 53-85. We are followed by Tommy Love, the manager of the Tar Heels. Tommy's hitting 51-85. Paul Tully, one of the Brew Crew, son of Brew Crew, hitting 51-72. And the 10th hitter in the men's league at an even 500, David Myrick, brother of pitcher Jimmy Myrick.
Thank you, B.A. We're going to the, are we still on? That's good. We're going to the bottom of the third. Doc Sox has a 1-0 lead. Leading off will be Steve Duffy, third baseman. No, check that. Where's he playing? Short?
Yeah,
Shortstop.
third.
Well, Donnie Mitchell was playing third last inning, so they're doing some switching.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right.
High fly ball, that's out of play.
Oh, the Grimes family's under fire.
Get in net, B.A. Strike 1 on Steve Duffy.
Well, that almost came back up here in the broadcasting booth.
Come on, Russ. Try it with the bare hand.
Okay,
Steve's going to grab a new piece of lumber there, even though it's aluminum.
Steve's been known to foul out a few and actually strike out on occasion with those fouls.
This one's going to be caught. Brother Bob calls, squeezes, 1 out.
Well, turnabout is fair play. Steve got Bob out in the first inning on a pop fly to third base. So the Duffy Wars are on and they're all even up. This brings up my brother-in-law and captain of the Doc Sox, Dr. Jay McCarl. And Doc's going to try to light a fire under these Doc Sox, leading by example. And they're going to try to get some runs in here. Oh, no. He tomahawks that thing. Out of play.
Chivat for us, Emmett. He does. Jay flew out to right his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Batting here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Doc Sox leading 1-0. Relatively low-scoring game.
Oh, yeah, they all have been one-run games tonight. There's a brisk wind coming in off left field, and Bob Duffy got one out of here tonight, but I don't think we'll see too many of those. Jay just looking for the hard hit up the middle. That's his style, and that's what he gets.
Skips off the second baseman, Billy Armistead's glove. McCarl's going to try for 2. Here's the throw. He slides in. Nice hustle by Jay McCarl.
You got to be kidding. There's no thought in that. It's E4. Just right, E4.
2 base error. Good hustle by Jay McCarl. Sets himself up in scoring position. Here comes Ray Prather with 1 out and a runner on second.
Jay won't let me see this.
Ball 1 hits the plate. Ray's 0 for 1. Grounded to short his first trip.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
There's a pop-up. Shortstop Bob Duffy calls. Second out of the inning.
You're really
With 2 outs, here comes Joe Lannon. Joe led off the second with, the second inning with a line single. Ended up scoring the first run of the ballgame, and the only run to this point.
Well, there's a duck on the pond, as they say, and it's corny, but let's face it. If Lannon comes through here, you got to run. If he doesn't, There.
It's a line single to
Base hit.
left. That should score him. Borgia bobbles. Landon's going to go for 2. He's going to make it standing. So that's the 2-out base hit we're talking about. Joe Landon delivers. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Doc
Yep.
Sox goes up 2-0.
And you don't want to call anybody's number 2 often, but let's face it, poor Jerry's out of position. And once you find the weak link, if you can keep on it, it'll usually pay off for you. And that's the way the game's played. Emitsville, a little bit weak on defense historically, and tonight's no exception so far. They've got to get the bats going to win. That's all there is to it.
Pitcher John Heiser. There's a ball hit up the middle, smothered by Jimmy Myrick. Fine play. Throws the first to end the inning. But in the third, Doc Sox picks up a run on 2 hits. We'll go to the top of the 4th inning. 2-0 Doc Sox. Top of the order to lead off for Emitsville here in the 4th. It's a 2-0 ball game. Doc Sox has 2 runs on 3 hits. Emitsville, no runs. They also have 3 hits.
Let me just say that this is the top of the order here, Kenny, and if Emitsville's going to do anything, Donnie Wrestley's the guy that's got to spark it. He's being followed by the big guns, so to speak, and Donnie Wrestley has all the tools to be a good softball player, and that's why he's batting number 1. And without him on there, they are really cut down, because if he gets on, chances are real good he's going to get around because he's got good speed. Let's see what happens here.
Ground ball in the hole. Bad hop on Brooks. He got a glove on it. Wrestley takes a wide turn and holds. We're going to give him a base hit. That's the 4th hit for Emitsville. And up steps Jimmy Myrick. Well, to punctuate your point, Wrestley's on.
And Jimmy's coach Emitsville. He took over for Mike Ashford this year, and this is first. He's got a full squad. He's got the people in the positions that he wants. This is a game that Jimmy definitely wants to win. He doesn't want to come in last place in this league. And there's no way anybody picked these Emitsville people for last place. They were picked number 2. And here goes Big Swat for a big
The
single.
line drive in the right center. Mitchell plays it in. 1st and 3rd. Emitsville's got something cooking here in the 4th.
No
2
doubt
on,
about it.
nobody out.
And this is exactly the guy you want up. Big wind blowing in from the outfield. And I don't know if Bobby recognizes that or not, because what Bobby's style is to look for the high arcing pitch and hit it where it's thrown and take it up 10 stories and get it out of the park. Tonight, I think everybody would agree that the wind is not conducive to that kind of style. Let's see if Bobby can make the adjustment or else just knock it out despite the wind.
There's a line shot into left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. It's a 2-1 ball game. Duffy delivers another RBI. He leads the league. How many RBIs does Bob have? 20th RBI of the season. Now that's on a 10-game schedule. That's production. We're checking the archives. We think that may be a men's league record for RBIs in a year. We'll let you know when we research that.
Mo Grimes is getting in his vehicle now and driving down to the community center to check that out. We anxiously await Mo's return, but while we do, Jerry Borgia gets in the box, and this is a perfect opportunity for Jerry because nobody's out. All he has to do is free swing, meaning that almost anything he produces will be, other than a ground ball, would be an advantage to his team. And I think Jerry, you're going to look for something real big out of Jerry here.
There's a long drive, left center field. Looks like the park will hold it. McCarl under, makes the catch. Myrick bluffs from second. Good throw by Jay McCarl. So, Borgia flies at left center for the 1st out of the inning. That's going to bring up Wayne Matheson with 2 on and 1 out in a 2-1 ball game.
Well, that's the thing. That's a difference of a 1/4 of an inch. Jerry got under it and pushed it to the warning track, but it isn't enough with Jay out there and the good arm, and Jimmy's got the good sense to stay there because there's only 1 out, and Wayne has been producing, but Wayne is a definite pull hitter, and if Doc Sox recognizes that, they should have a little shift on to the left side of the diamond, and but definitely the pressure's on Wayne to produce here.
Here's the ball hit into left field. Lannon has a beat on it, makes the catch. Again, Myrick bluffs, relay in. 2nd out of the inning.
Well, it's up to these hitters to recognize that what's needed here is the base hit and the fundamental softball of advancing the runners. And you're not going to get it out of the park tonight. Like I said at the outset of the broadcast, the wind is really coming in, and it'll take a Herculean effort to get it out of here. And there's Emmett recognizing that that's out number 3.
So they settle for 1 run on 3 hits after 3.5 with Doc Sox coming up in the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-1. The bottom of the 4th for Doc Sox, right fielder Jimmy Weisgerber. He takes a ball. Myrick's second pitch. There's a ball hit into right center field. Larry Marshall coming in. It drops in front of him for a base hit. Well, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. It matters where you hit it. Weisgerber's a leadoff base runner. That's the 4th hit of the game for the Doc Sox. And that brings up the senior McCarl, who had a line RBI single his first time up.
And that little base hit tends to reinforce the point that Emitsville's got 6 hits, and Doc Sox only got 2 hits. But it's the errors that have killed Emitsville. So they're being out-hit. They're out-hitting Doc Sox 3-1, 6 hits to 2. Yet they're behind the score 2-1. It's the errors that Emitsville's made out in the field that have put them in the hole here.
You know, it's very important sometimes you make that little bobble in the outfield to give up that extra base. That's the difference. There's another base hit. Ground single in the right for Dr. McCarl, the senior. And 2 on, nobody out here for the Doc Sox. You know, we should mention something. We were talking about defense. Doc Sox is playing this game with only 9 players, and they're making the plays. Emitsville has 10, and you really wouldn't know it by the way it's happening out there.
The reason it isn't something that would come to your mind is because Jay covers so much ground out there in center field. He's almost better, believe it or not, having more ground to cover because he tends to overrun the other outfielders, and sometimes that can cause a lot of problems.
Absolutely.
I want to say something about Dr. McCarl. His second hit of the game, at the outset of the broadcast, mentioned that he's had at least 2 hits in the last 4 weeks, and this week is no exception. He was one of the last players picked in the draft, but definitely an underrated player.
Nice play by Jimmy Myrick. He gets 1. That's all they'll get, but that's the first out of the inning. Keith Brooks. Myrick lunging to his left, stabbed the ball, recovered, fired it to shortstop Duffy for the force. So there's 1 out in the inning and runners on 1st and 3rd, and Donnie Mitchell, who's been playing 3rd, some
Nice hit, Dad.
and shortstop will come to the plate here in an RBI situation. 1st and 3rd and 1 out. You know, in the last inning, Emitsville had 2 men on, nobody out. With 9 fielders, they then hit 2 fly balls. That's the time when you want to put the ball in play.
Yeah. Let the other team make the mistakes, but this, easy fly balls to the outfield, let's face it, they're not the kind of things people are going to make a mistake
Mitchell hits
on.
a ball to deep left center. Borgia retreats and makes the catch. Nice play by Jerry Borgia.
Outstanding play by Jerry.
Jim Weisgerber will tag and score, so it's a productive out. Donnie Mitchell picks up the RBI, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
And this is shaping up to be one of those ball games that every run counts, and fundamental softball, baseball, whatever, might produce the winning team because so far Doc Sox has done the little things to win, and Emitsville hasn't. But Emitsville's got the power to explode at any minute.
You know, I think one important thing that really never does show up in any kind of statistical category is the type of outs that you make. Certain outs are more productive than others, obviously a sacrifice fly, but when you have runners on 1st and 2nd, a ground ball that moves people up, or a deep fly ball. Here's a shot to left field. Mike Ashford right there ends the inning. Doc Sox picks up another one. We're going to go to the 5th, 3-1, Doc Sox. Johnny Hall leading off for Emitsville. They trail in the ball game 3-1. John Heiser's first pitch is a little high for ball 1. The 1-0. Here's the ball hit into left field. Lannon retreats, has a beat on it, puts it away. Can of corn, 1 out.
Yeah, and the camera, I hope, picked up where Jay McCarl was on that. You got to understand, there's only 3 outfielders on that, and Jay was backing up Joe all the way, and that's what I'm talking about. The guy covers more ground than anybody in this league, period. No question about it. And here's Dave Sissel, once again, hell of a rebounder. Let's see how he does on the diamond.
Swing and a miss. Pretty good pitch by Johnny Heiser. Had a little mustard on it.
Yeah. And Emitsville needs something cooking here with 1 out. That might be it.
Ground ball in the hole. Brooks off balance, long throw. What a play! I'm telling you, ain't the beer cold. Keith Brooks takes a base hit right away from Dave Sissel.
And let's not leave out Ray Prather on that, the big stretch, and got him by half a step. And now here's Jimmy Myrick, the coach of Emitsville. He doesn't like the call out there. He's asking Mo who his optometrist is. And Mo doesn't like it one bit. Let's see how this confrontation works out.
Well, this is interesting. You really don't get this a whole lot in the men's league, and I think Jimmy just wants maybe an explanation, or maybe plant something in Mo's head. What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of room up there to plant something in Mo's head, and I'm sure that's what Jimmy had in mind, because the game is still young, and all kinds of things are possible, and Mo's calls will definitely have an impact on the outcome of this game. Here's Bill Armistead, Mayor of Berwyn Heights, proud member of the Emitsville, and it's 2 outs. And let's see if Bill can get something going here.
Ground ball right side in the hole. Duffy can't handle it. Armistead's going to reach. We're returning to our official score for a rolling. Base hit. 2-out single for the Mayor. Here comes Puddin'. Jamie Grimes. Fly to right his first trip. So with 2 outs, Emitsville has a runner on first. Heiser delivers. Outside, ball 1. Ground ball beat.
That's trouble.
Heiser juggles and the throw. He is out at first base to end the inning. We're going to go to the last of the 5th. The score, Dock Sox 3, Emitsville 1. Dock Sox in the bottom of the 5th as Emitsville throws the ball around is their captain, Jay McCarl. What's Jay done today?
Jay's had his troubles at the plate.
He flew out to right and reached on the second baseman error and scored a run back in the 3rd inning. Let's see what he does in his 3rd trip.
This is the bottom of the 5th, and the game is not... Whoa.
3rd baseman Wayne Matheson calls, squeezes, out number 1. There's an example of maybe overswinging a little bit on Jay's part.
And really, that wasn't smart on Jay's part. Let's tell it like it is. He's the leadoff hitter. His job is not to hit a home run, it's to get on base. And when you have the hammer, when you're the home team, and you're leading 3-1, your goal is to make sure you score every time up, whether it's 1 run, 2 runs. Put the pressure on the other team. Let them take the collar. And that hasn't happened so far. Let's see how Dock Sox does with their other 2 outs this inning.
First baseman Ray Prather, the hitter. It's a 1-1 count. Ball 2. 2-1 to Prather.
Looking forward.
Ball hit up the middle. Duffy gobbles. Sets and throws. Out number 2.
Looking forward to the last 2 innings. You don't want to go into the last 2 innings leading Emitsville by by less than 2 runs. Let's put it that way. 2 runs is definitely not a comfortable lead. And with the Dock Sox only playing with 3 outfielders, I'm really beside myself wondering when Emitsville is going to explode, to be honest with you.
You kind of get that feeling. You know, it seems like if a team gets up with a couple-run lead, Borgia has this one measured, squeezes. That's the inning. Just to finish our comment before we break away, it seems that when a team gets a lead and then doesn't build on it, the pressure seems to build on them, and the other team knows what they have to do, and oftentimes you'll see a lead lost that way.
We played against Emitsville last week, and we had 4 outfielders, and we are the Motown men, and we have a very fast outfield. And let me tell you, those guys can hit it, and they pushed us to the limit. We were lucky to win, and it's just I'll be surprised if Emitsville doesn't give Dock Sox a run for its money in these last 2 innings.
Okay, just to set the game for you right now, it's end of 5 innings. Dock Sox leads 3-1. Emitsville will come up in the top of the 6th, and Larry Marshall will be their leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and Larry's followed by Donnie Wrestley, and he's followed by Jimmy Myrick, and then Bob Duffy after him. And let's face it, this is part of the showpiece of the Berwyn Heights Men's League coming up here, and I don't want to put too much pressure on them, even though they don't know what we're saying up here. But let's face it, these guys can do it, and it'll determine the outcome of this game, whether they do it or not.
You would think that now is the time. Marshall takes a ball. It's 1-0. Heiser sets, delivers. It's a ball hit up the middle. Keith Brooks has it, sets and throws. Low scoop by Ray Prather.
Beautiful play.
How do you do? 1 away.
And Kenny, as we said earlier in the broadcast, that first out is all important. And Keith made a nice play on that ball. and Ray made a beautiful scoop on it, and that's what it takes to win.
Well, you got to be impressive with Keith Brooks' play at shortstop this game. He has made some fine plays. Here's the ball in the right field, right at Jimmy Weisgerber. Doc Sox showing some leather.
I think it's also important to comment on the fact that they're hitting the first pitch. I mean, they're not even giving John Heiser an opportunity to make a mistake or think about it. And in my mind, that's part of the game, you know. The longer these guys sit out there, the more the chance they have to think about things, and sometimes that can lead to the unforced error, as they say on tennis, and it's true here also.
Absolutely. Well, up steps Jimmy Myrick. Hits a ball down the left field line, curving foul, heads up down there.
That almost hit a Vietnam veteran down there who went into his foxhole early. When the word incoming came along, well, we'll see how Sarge recovers from that. But
that's a bailout. Strike one to Myrick. Myrick has singled in 2 trips today.
With 2 outs, Myrick is looking for the power now.
Absolutely. Try to get one back. Takes a ball, it's 1-1.
But there is still that stiff wind coming in.
There's a line shot in the left field. Another hit for Jimmy Myrick. Joe Lannon fields it cleanly and throws it back in. So a 2-out base runner, and look who's coming up.
Well, the leading RBI man in the history of the Berwyn Heights Men's League is coming up, and I can't say enough good things about Bobby Duffy. But you know what? All his past heroics don't matter that much for this particular at-bat. His job here, in my opinion, behind 3-1, 2 outs, with Jerry Borgia behind him, is to look for a gap, look for a line drive in the gap, get Jimmy over to third base, get himself on second base. And with this wind coming in, I just don't think it's smart to be looking for the fences. But let's see what Bob does, and let's see how it turns out.
Heiser will pitch him carefully. Throws outside, ball 1. You know, I might have to disagree with you respectfully, B. I really think that in this point he's looking for something to drive, and he does! Hits it to deep left center in the gap, Lannon runs it down, and that is the inning. No runs and 1 hit and 1 left. We will go to the last of the 6th, 3-1, Doc Sox. Next pitcher, John Heiser, leads off, takes a ball from Jimmy Myrick. This is an important at-bat for the Doc Sox. They don't want to sit on this 3-1 lead. Let's see what happens. Heiser, ball 2. Making Myrick work, smart thing. Misses again, it's 3-0, and as the leadoff hitter, he's going to make him throw a strike.
Yeah.
Myrick sets, delivers 3-0. Got that one over, 31. 3-1 pitch is high and outside, so John Heiser's aboard, a leadoff walk. Up steps right fielder Jimmy Weisgerber. And Doc Sox has something brewing. Remember what you were talking about swinging at the first pitch?
Oh, you won't find Doc Sox doing that. It's completely different temperament, attitude, team ball players.
Weisgerber hits one in the straightaway center field. Borgia drifts to his left, makes the play for the out number 1. Weisgerber is retired. Heiser goes back to first. And here comes the hit machine.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not a title that's inappropriate, I'll tell you. Here's a guy who's teaching us all a lesson about where to hit it. Up the middle, hard and down, and top hand over. Doc is doing it all, and he's the difference in this game so far. And you know what? It means a lot to have the last hitter hitting, because then he's followed by the leadoff guy. I mean, that's the optimum. That's what a coach's dream is. And I know Jay's loving his father having a great year, and let's see what the doctor does this time.
You count as even, 2-2, and this is an action pitch now. He's got to put the ball in play. Myrick sets. It hit the plate. Wow. Myrick wanted that one. Well, the count goes full.
Well, the gentleman up at bat is my father-in-law, truth be known. And he's looking at some good pitches here.
Ground ball right to Duffy. Runs to the bag himself. Fires to first. The double play is completed. 6 unassisted over to first. Inning over. We're going to go to the 7th. 31. Doc Sox. Oh, we're still on. I thought we were going to the commercial there, Jimmy.
Kenny, well, this is what you're hoping for, Kenny. I'm glad we stayed on. I'm glad we didn't have the usual Miller Lite commercial interrupting us, because 3-1 going into the 7th inning is what the men's league's all about, and it's up to Emitsville to really show their stuff here, and that's what Emitsville's all about right there, what you're seeing. And I might be paying a price on it because it's been a long day down here, but it certainly is not. That's only in the interest of humor, and I hope you got a good laugh out of that, because the fact is that these guys take it very seriously, and they're out there to win, and they've got the guys up there to do it. Let's face it, Borgia can do it, Matheson can do it, and that's where it all starts. These first two guys in the top half of the 7th inning have got to get on base.
Here we go. Borgia swings at the first pitch and lines a single in the left field. So Emitsville starts the 7th well with a line single by Borgia. That's going to bring up Matheson, the third baseman, with the leadoff runner aboard.
It'd be real nice. Well, which one's worked?
This should test the mettle of Doc Sox to see if their defense can hold together here for the 7th inning.
This is very exciting, I tell you. Wayne's had a tough day. Like I said, I've been saying he's a pull hitter, and he's hit it every time to left field, so I'm going to say it again. And they've finally caught on by Doc Sox out there. Jay is playing really left center field. You got to keep in mind there are only 3 outfielders out there. But let's see if Wayne can pull something to the right side of the outfield. That would be a piece of hitting, as they say.
He's got some real estate out there to work with. Here's a long drive into deep left field. Landon has room and makes the play. That's the first out of the inning. I don't know if the wind knocked it down or not, but it did not carry. And with 1 out, it's going to bring up Mike Ashford.
I tell you, it's time to call a spade, as they say, and Emitsville just hasn't been doing it. When you're in that situation, you got to go to your fundamentals, and time and time again, we've had the proverbial can of corn to the outfield that really is not that much of a challenge to the experienced outfielder. The ball gets a lot of air under it, and they have time to react. And when you have 3 outfielders with the speed that Doc Sox has out there, you can't hit the kind of ball that'll give them a chance to run under it. And you're not going to win that way. And unless Emmett and the follow-on hitter Ronnie Hall can try to figure out this Doc Sox defense and put a line drive out there, Emitsville's in big trouble.
Ashford singles up the middle. So
That's it.
Emitsville with 2 on and 1 out here in the 7th, making a bid. Try to tie this thing up. They do have the tying runs on. And here comes Ronnie Hall.
A big-ass beer? Oh. Well, the onus is on Ronnie Hall here. And like I say, Ronnie came dressed to play. He hasn't got those things dirty yet, those big jams. But Ronnie's a big boy, and he knows what he has to do here.
Swings at a little ball in the left field. This may drop in. Lannon makes a fine running catch for the 2nd out of the inning. That was big.
And I tell you what, the only comment is he swung at the first pitch. He didn't do much with it. And, you know, you got to give the other team an opportunity to make a mistake. You got to put a little pressure on these guys. Don't worry, they know what the situation is. They've got to get outs. And even John Heiser, you got to give him the opportunity to throw a few balls and maybe get a base on balls. Here's Dave Sissel.
Well, the situation here is desperate. 2 outs, 2 on. We're in the 7th inning. Sissel has to keep the game going or it's over. Ground ball, hit to Brooks, goes to second, ball game. Final score, Doc Sox 3 and the powerful Emitsville 1. That finishes Emitsville's season. I believe Doc Sox as well. Emitsville will finish 4-6. Doc Sox 6-4. And a good year for them.
Yeah. And I tell you, it sheds a whole new light on the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. I think the Motown men might have to face Emitsville in the first round, 10 o'clock next Sunday morning. And it's really going to be tough for Motown men. They're going to have to get up for Emitsville and do the job against them. But it can't be a good season for Emitsville coming in last place the regular season, even though regular season doesn't mean that much on paper going into the playoffs. It has a symbolic significance in that you've gone 10 games and you've come in last place out of 8 teams, and it'll be up to next week's performance to see if Emitsville can get it together against the Motown men.
Tonight's ball game here, the game of the week for the Berwyn Heights Men's League final regular season game. Dock Sox winning 3-1 over Emitsville, improving their record to 6-4, and they'll be seeded either third or fourth in the tournament. And Emitsville finishes 4-6, and they'll be one of the 7th or 8th seeds, depending on what happens in this final game. Tonight's hero, Dock Sox defense. I think Keith Brooks had a fantastic game as shortstop. Dr. McCarl Sr. had 2 base hits and an RBI. When the score is 3-1, there's not a lot of offense in a slow pitch softball game, and that was pretty much the story. The final totals for the winning Dock Sox: 3 runs on only 5 hits, 5 hits in a slow pitch softball game, and Emitsville had 9 hits and scored just the 1 run. So, do we have any final comments here from my broadcast partner, B.A. Moore?
Well, the only comment is that thank you for watching the game of the week this week, and we ask all the residents of Berwyn Heights to stay tuned for the game we'll have next week. Will be the championship series, and I think it's something to really get into because all 8 teams are actually incredibly even. The leading team being let's say 7-3 in the Motown men, and the other end of the spectrum is 3-7. But really the margin separating them is not that great, and the playoff series promises to be an evenly matched tournament with anybody having, in my opinion, an equal chance to win. And if you can, come down to the field next Sunday, August 9th, and see the first round of the playoffs, culminating in the championship series, August 16th. The bowling tournament will be Sunday morning, August 16th, followed by championship day festivities that afternoon down here at the field. And anybody in town is welcome to sign up for the bowling league tournament as long as they contact Tommy Love, the president of the Berwyn Heights Men's League, or Gene Buchanan, the runner, the person running the bowling tournament, or Marie Grimes, who is heavily involved in the festivities that day. And we welcome all town residents. And if you can't make it down here, look for the championship series on the cable, and we'll be with you then.
Once again, the final from Sportsman's Park: Dock Sox 3, Emitsville 1. We want to thank you for tuning in to the Berwyn Heights Sports Channel and the game of the week. This is Ken Adrian and B.A. Moore. See you next week.